In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness hovered over the face of the deep, and a wind from God swept over the face of the seas. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that it was good. He separated the light from the dark, and he named the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. And then God said, "Let there be a dome to separate the waters." And so God created a dome that separated the waters beneath the dome from the waters above the dome. And it was so. And God named the dome Sky. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. And then God said, "Let the waters that are under the dome of the sky gather in one place, that dry land might appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and he called the waters that had gathered the sea. And he saw that it was good. And then God said, "Let the earth bring forth vegetation, green plants that will bear seeds, and fruit trees of every kind that will produce fruit with the seed inside." And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. And then God said, "Let there be light in the dome of the sky, that it might serve as a sign of the seasons and the days and the years, that it might separate day from night, that it might bring light to the earth." And it was so. God created two great lights, the greater of the two to rule over the day, the lesser of the two to rule over night, along with all the stars. And God placed these lights in the dome of the sky, that they might bring light to the earth, that they might separate the light from the dark, that they might rule over the day and the night. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. And then God said, "Let the waters of the sea swarm with living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth and across the dome of the sky." And so God created the great monsters of the sea and all manner of living thing to swarm in the waters. He created winged birds of every kind. And God saw that it was good. And he blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and fill the waters of the sea, and to the birds multiply across the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning on the fifth day. And then God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures, cattle, and creeping things, and beasts of every kind." And it was so. God created beasts of every kind, and cattle of every kind, and creeping, crawling things that creep and crawl across the earth, and he saw that it was good. And then God said, "Let us create humankind in our image, according to our likeness. And let the humans know that they will have dominion over the birds of the air and the fish of the sea, and over the beast and the cattle, and over the creeping, crawling things that creep and crawl across the earth." And God created humankind in his image. In his image, he created them, male and female. He created them. And he blessed them. And he said, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, and know that you have dominion over the birds of the air and the fish of the sea and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. And I want you to notice all the green plants that produce seeds and all the fruit trees producing fruit with seed inside that you might have food. And for the beasts of the earth and the birds of the air and the creeping, crawling things that creep and crawl across the earth, for everything that has breath of life, I have created green plants for their food. And it was so. And God looked at everything that he created, and he saw that it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning on the sixth day. And so it was that the heavens, the earth, and all their multitude were created. And on the seventh day, God finished his work and he rested from his work. And he took that seventh day and he blessed it and he made it holy. For on that day, God rested from all his work of creation.